Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. As you may know, I'm here every Tuesday on Channel 18, but once a month, the last Tuesday of the month, I come here at Uptown Bill's Coffee House. So here's the deal: if you want to come down and hear the show live, see it all happen in person, and it is Tuesday and not the rerun on Friday night, then I'd say run on down, mosey on down to Uptown Bill's Coffee House, corner of South Dubuque Street and Lafayette, down by the tracks here in Iowa City, and join the party. So anyway, so once a month we do this show, a live program here from the coffee house. Fabulous guests, enlightening readings. Thank you very much. I just take up the whole show trying to get this guitar in tune. But so, Bob, do you have anything for us? A bit of camera on Bob there. I think Bob generally has a little missive for us.
Let me give the precautionary warning. This is a little less family friendly than some of the stuff I bring in.
Oh no! How much less?
Well, the CIA had an opening for one of their 00 license to kill spots. So they posted the job on the bulletin board, had a lot of people apply, a lot of agents apply for the upgrade. They finally narrowed it down to 3 applicants, 2 men and a woman. So they bring them in. One at a time, they bring them into a room with a senior agent. And he says, this is your final test. For this opening, you have to be able to take any order we give you, no matter what. And he says, okay. He says, here's a weapon. Through that door is your wife. Go shoot her. The guy says, that's ridiculous. I can't do a thing like that. You can't be serious, are you? The guy says, okay, you're dismissed. Second guy comes in, tells him the same thing. He goes through the door, but then he comes back out and says, I couldn't do that. Okay, you're dismissed. The woman comes in. He tells her the same thing. She goes through the door. 8 shots. Bang, 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 bang. Then a big ruckus. Things crashing and banging. She comes back out and said, that gun was loaded with blanks. I had to beat him to death with the chair.
That's great.
They're somewhat less family friendly.
That's not very friendly, but statistically, though, women commit more acts of domestic violence than men. So, but so we can examine why that would be funny. It's interesting, though, that if you look at in media, you will almost never see a woman get hit, on television, but you will frequently see a man get hit or kicked.
Yeah, about the first 3 years of winners on Funniest Home Videos was all guys getting kicked in the crotch.
Yeah. Anyway. Because watching people get hurt is funny.
As long as it's somebody else.
Well, it's somebody else and somebody male, especially. So. Push the button. Thank you, that was charade. Henry Mancini's song. So I'm just fooling around with this thing. I'm trying to get the sound the way I want it. It seemed like it sounded really good the other day, but anybody want to come up and play a couple of tunes with me? Huh? There are two of them here. There's one. I want to tell everybody that Saturday, this coming Saturday, the band that I'm in called Tom and the Tribbles, better known as the Tribbles, will be playing at Trek Fest in Riverside, Iowa. So Trek Fest. It's an annual event. We've been playing this is our third year, I think, and so we play 11 to 1 around the lunch hour. So you get your potato salad and have a seat at the picnic tables. It's downtown Riverside, Iowa, not too far from Iowa City, south of town. Go down Highway 218, turn off on 22, and you can't miss it. So you're right. And right there in the middle of the park, it's a city of parks. There are a lot of parks in Riverside, and small town, but it's the future birthplace of Captain Kirk. So we'll be playing there, and Donna is a Tribble. In fact, I would say Donna is a lead singer.
Oh boy.
And lead ukulele, the Tribble. So anyway. So what are you going to play here, Donna?
All right, this one's called When I'm Gone, and it's from a movie, Pitch Perfect, from the 90s, but it was actually written in 1939 by a mountain string band, and they kind of ramped it up a little. I got my ticket. I forgot to plug it in.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I have a problem with that.
It makes a difference if you plug it in.
It does make a difference.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right, this will be a little better.
Okay, that's all right.
All right, now I'm ready. I got my ticket for the long way round, 2 bottles whiskey for the way, and I sure would like some sweet company, and I'm leaving tomorrow. What do you say? When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair. You're gonna miss me everywhere. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I got my ticket for the long way around, the one with the prettiest of views. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got sights to give me shivers, and it sure would be prettier with you. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I got my ticket for the long way round, 2 bottles whiskey for the way, and I sure would like some sweet company, and I'm leaving tomorrow. What do you say? And this other song I'm going to play is the Midnight Special, and it was written in 1936. Well, you wake up in the morning, hear the ding dong ring. You go marching to the table. You see the same damn thing. Well, it's one on the table, like a fork in the pan. If you say a thing about it, you're in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special shine light on you. Let the midnight special shine light on you. If you ever go to Houston, boy, you better walk right. You better not stagger. You better not fight. The sheriff will arrest you and he'll stare you down. And in turn find you guilty, no penitentiary bound. Let the midnight special shine a light on you. Let the midnight special shine a ever-loving light on you. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a ever-loving light on me.
Donna Gentry, lead singer for Tom and the Tribbles. Just the Tribbles. We'll be at Trek Fest. And have you know, we played in front of Nodo on North Dodge. Now there's a Nodo downtown, but there's a Nodo, I think. There's a word, Nodo means something, and some like, I've heard some sort of New Age reference to a Nodo. I think it's for North Dodge, but there's a North Dodge Street on the corner of the building that houses Ace Hardware. So I played there, and I had a wrap. I don't mean I rapped, but I had it. It's actually it was like a salad. It was like a Cobb salad wrapped into a large tortilla, which is known as a Cobb wrap. So I ate that. We had a little rap music, and anyway, but it was a good place to get coffee and stuff. And they let us perform for the entire parking lot, full of geraniums and other things, and cedar chips for your for your mulch, and in large bags. And there are a few people there. An older woman said that that was the most excitement that neighborhood has had in years. So we performed, as I say, minus the banjo player. Actually, I was the banjo player, which was a treat for me in the Nodo last Saturday. And this Saturday we'll be at Trek Fest from 11 to 1 in Riverside, Iowa, the future birthplace of Captain Kirk. So we'll be in between the parade and the costume contest up there in the main stage. So Tom and the Tribbles, I'd say, you want to have a little fun, have a little outdoor activity, the major festival of Riverside, Iowa, I'd go. I'll be there anyway because I got to play guitar. and maybe a banjo. So anyway, all right. So does this sound all right? It sounds like a cigar box to me for some reason. Is it the okay tone? Is all-
that Bo Diddley beat? We'll see if it's a cigar box.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Twangy.
Something that's not.
Yeah.
The
Some
way
of
I
the
want it.
notes seem to drop out.
Yeah, blend, treble, contour. Turn it down a little bit maybe now. I had it sounded really good on Sunday. See?
The no-do gig.
That was Saturday. I played a different guitar on Saturday, but I played mostly banjo on Saturday. But I have a church gig that I play at. I play at an extremely liberal church. And, they allow gays before gay marriages and so forth without any difficulties. I'm accepted, and I'm not religious. So.
What else do you do on weekends?
What else do I do? Well, funny you should ask. So this Friday and Saturday, with no interruption this week, I'll be at the Tuscan Moon, Italian steakhouse, I guess you call it, bistro on 5th, in beautiful downtown Kelowna, which is like the next town over from Riverside. It's not like it is the next town over from Riverside, down Highway 22. So if you want to make a weekend of it, you could go to, I'll be at Friday and Saturday night. It's supposed to start at 6, so I start about 6:30, because I'm always late. But, so you could go to Trek Fest and party all day with Tom and the Tribbles in the morning, go to the parade, and then Tom and the Tribbles, the costume contest and everything like that. And they probably have funnel cakes and, popcorn and everything like that. And then you could top it off with an evening at the beautiful Tuscan Moon, which is about 7 miles down the road, farther out on Highway 22 in Kelowna, which is a curious town. It's an Amish town. You'll see people driving buggies, rather recklessly, I think, sometimes, through town. Amish people, and there are a lot of Mennonites around. Usually you can't tell the difference between a Mennonite and an ordinary person, except that sometimes the women wear bonnets, sometimes they wear just a little crescent of lace in their hair, because it's becoming more and more abbreviated. When I was a kid, they used to paint the bumpers of their cars black, so it wouldn't be shiny, because they were working their way away from, horses and buggies. But now they're,
Now bumpers aren't chrome anymore.
yeah, bumpers aren't chrome anymore. So anyway, I'll be in Kelowna, so, living in the good life at the Tuscan Moon, right downtown. Take the, you go to Riverside, and then continue on down the highway 22 till you get to Kelowna, and then turn left where it says Business District. And right there in the middle is a rather charming building. Used to be the hotel, a large 2-story red brick building with a lattice work and a sort of a portico with vines growing on it. I recommend making reservations because the place has been packed lately. Does that sound better? Sorry, I'm not used to this guitar. Anyway, so Craig, you have a missive for us of some sort, don't you? You haven't been on the show for a few months. You've been busy or something.
Yeah, it's been a few months. Yeah, earlier when Tom was tuning his guitar and having a little bit of difficulty, he said he needed a vacation, and it was very appropriate for the subject I'm going to talk about. For many people, summertime means barbecuing, swimming, enjoying long, lazy, hot days, and going on vacation. But paid time off from work is a modern luxury that isn't appreciated by everyone. When more Americans were farmers, they couldn't take off several summer days or weeks without working. There were crops to be tended or corn to be detasseled. Most farmers and factory laborers worked 6 days a week. The only day off from work was Sunday, which was also the day they were expected to go to church. That was it. That's all the time you get off. Part of 1 day each week. Forget taking several days off in a row. Vacations weren't the norm. Labor unions are often credited for guaranteeing workers more time off on weekends and vacation days. After all, the traditional end of summer weekend is called Labor Day. As society evolved, the economy became specialized. Americans had more free time available. Most people don't have to spend as much time gathering food or preparing for the winter. Our ancestors fought the corporate Goliaths to get more free time. You'd think after all this struggle, Americans would relish their leisure and vacation time, but surprisingly, not all Americans enjoy this luxury. 1 in 4 Americans doesn't take a single day off from work during an average year. Despite the inroads made by labor unions, the United States is the only developed country without a single legally required paid vacation day or holiday. This country was founded chiefly by people fleeing the oppression of European countries. And what happened to the later generations of the former European oppressors? Now, by law, every country in the European Union has at least 4 weeks of paid vacation. Europeans take holiday, as they call vacation, for several weeks or a month at a time. Austria and Portugal guarantee workers the most time off of any European country. Over a month of paid time off, 35 days, minimum of 22 paid vacation days, and 13 paid holidays each year. Why don't Americans take more of their eligible or any vacation time? A recent survey by the Glassdoor.com website says the top reason for not taking vacation time was the concern that no other employee could do the job. People are thinking, I'm invaluable, I can't leave. Another reason was the fear of getting behind. People are afraid to be away from their job for too long. The proliferation of technology means people are working on their vacation. Someone may be technically on vacation, but are buried in their smartphones or laptops. There are terrific psychological benefits of time off from work. So this summer, take advantage of paid vacation if you have it. And if you have your smartphone on vacation, turn off the alerts from your work email and calendar. In the long run, you'll be a happier, more effective employee.
Very good. Good to know. Well, Ed, I don't want to, blow the whole show at once, but why don't you come on up and we'll play a couple tunes together. I'm just going to follow whatever he does. That's what I was doing with Donna. We could have planned and rehearsed, but that would have been the easy way. I would recommend them putting the music stand a little closer so I can see it. If we can. I guess you don't need that microphone very much, do you?
No, you don't want to hear me sing.
Yeah. Do any jokes or anything? Not that you can tell on the show, probably, right?
No, you've been doing just fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Get Bob back up.
Two guys walking down the street. One of them was a guitar player. The other one, he didn't have any money either. Little boy says to his dad, "When I grow up, I want to be a guitar player." And the dad says, "Son, you can't have it both ways." Oh, all right.
Does that sound good?
Yeah. Do I hear anything coming out of your amp, or is that my imagination?
No,
Is it okay?
he's.
I should turn down then.
I can turn up.
Why don't you turn up just a hair, and I'll turn down a hair. Embrace your amp. What's your amp? Is that a David?
It is.
His amp's name is Dave. I got a Fishman.
Now you can hear it.
Okay, all right. That's all right. An old fiddle tune. What's this?
It's a fiddle tune called Nancy. I need to lower it just a bit. These bifocals make it a little interesting.
I had a boss named Nancy once, but I suppose that doesn't matter. Most people have probably by now. I wonder how Nancy's doing. Been a while.
Ready?
Right. Yeah, all right.
I like the repeat so much I wanted to play it again.
That's fine. That's fine. It's you're a heavy tipper. I had this issue though that my nose, right under my nose, up on my upper lip, began to itch right as soon as we started, when it was too late. And this happens to me quite a bit. It's probably nothing was probably wrong. Probably nothing crawling on my upper lip or anything like that. It was simply a matter of psychology.
You sure it wasn't the wasp that was
Yeah, we have
flying around? That's
We do have a guest in here somewhere, a wasp. But anyway, all right. Now let's play this one.
Are you gonna
I
play
just-
the melody as well, or just
I'll-
play
I'll-
it along and do
I
it?
don't know if I should do the melody or not. Can you play the chords, make it sound good?
I could try.
We'll try. We never tried this before. We'll do it in live TV. All right, okay. farewell. So that clock is 5 minutes fast?
We got about 21 minutes.
Yeah. How many minutes do you have in your poetry there, Mr. Skavinsky, sir?
Are there other people who are going to play or just read?
I think all the readers are read, except for you.
Okay, yeah, we can do it.
Well, do us a poem or two or something. I'll get you up here.
I have 3, but I think we can fit them in. They're short poems.
All right, well, fire away.
About a year and a half ago, there were a couple of audience members here. It was on a show that I had read some poetry, and outside afterwards, one of them mentioned that she was fond of the poems of Billy Collins, whom I had never heard of before, but which doesn't mean anything. But so I looked up some of his poetry, and I found 3 poems that I actually am quite fond of. They're very interesting. I don't know much about his biography other than he's a contemporary poet, obviously, and lives out on the East Coast. So I brought 3. They're fairly short poems, and each one has a little bit of a different mood to it. I'll get the serious one, or the heavy one, out of the way first. It's called The First Night, and it's a reflection on the mystery of death. And he prefaces the poem with a quote from somebody named Juan Ramon Jimenez. I'm not sure who that person is. That would be a good assignment for our viewers to look up that person. But the quote is, "The worst thing about death must be the first night." And that's where the poem's title comes from, The First Night. "Before I opened you, Jimenez, it never occurred to me that day and night would continue to circle each other in the ring of death. But now you have me wondering if there will also be a sun and a moon, and will the dead gather to watch them rise and set, then repair, each soul alone, to some ghastly equivalent of a bed? Or will the first night be the only night, a darkness for which we have no other name? How feeble our vocabulary in the face of death, how impossible to write down. This is where language will stop, the horse we have ridden all our lives, rearing up at the edge of a dizzying cliff. The word that was in the beginning, and the word that was made flesh, those and all other words will cease. Even now, reading you on this trellis porch, how can I describe a sun that will shine after death? But it is enough to frighten me into paying more attention to the world's day moon, to sunlight bright on water, or fragmented in a grove of trees, and to look more closely here at these small leaves, these sentinel thorns whose employment it is to guard the rose." The second one is another brief poem, and this one is a little on the tongue-in-cheek side and plays on some words and stuff, so kind of a different mood here. And it's called The Golden Years. "All I do these drawn-out days is sit in my kitchen at Pheasant Ridge, where there are no pheasants to be seen, and last time I looked, no ridge. I could drive over to Quail Falls and spend the day there playing bridge, but the lack of a falls and the absence of quail would only remind me of Pheasant Ridge. I know a widow at Fox Run, and another with a condo at Smoky Ledge. One of them smokes, and neither can run, so I'll stick to the pledge I made to Midge. Who frightened the fox and bulldozed the ledge? I ask in my kitchen at Pheasant Ridge." And finally, kind of a neutral poem, a reflection on life and art and things like that. I mentioned that he's out from the East Coast, and I don't think he lives in Philadelphia or is from Philadelphia, but this is a reference to the city of Philadelphia, particularly the Art Museum. The river, one of the rivers that runs through Philadelphia is and I grew up hearing it as Susquehanna, so that's how I'm going to pronounce it. It's a Native American name. We're just shy of July. The title of the poem is "Fishing on the Susquehanna in July." So about a couple of weeks we've got it. So here's his reflection. "I have never been fishing on the Susquehanna, or on any river for that matter, to be perfectly honest. Not in July or any month have I had the pleasure, if it is a pleasure, of fishing on the Susquehanna. I am more likely to be found in a quiet room like this one, a painting of a woman on the wall, a bowl of tangerines on the table, trying to manufacture the sensation of fishing on the Susquehanna. There is little doubt that others have been fishing on the Susquehanna, rowing upstream in a wooden boat, sliding the oars under the water, then raising them to drip in the light. But the nearest I have ever come to fishing on the Susquehanna was one afternoon in a museum in Philadelphia, when I balanced a little egg of time in front of a painting in which that river curled around a bend under a blue cloud-ruffled sky, dense trees along the banks, and a fellow with a red bandana sitting in a small green flat-bottomed boat holding the thin whip of a pole. That is something I am unlikely ever to do, I remember saying to myself and the person next to me. Then I blinked and moved on to other American scenes of haystacks, water whitening over rocks, even one of a brown hare who seemed so wired with alertness I imagined him springing right out of the frame. And I believe the famous Philadelphia Art Museum, if anybody remembers the movie Rocky, that's the great museum that he ran up the steps to exercise at. I think it's on the Susquehanna River, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of forms the background. So a little extra meaning for that, the painting that he saw. So. Right, so those are some poems of Billy Collins, a
Billy
poet
Collins,
yeah, worth of
All
introduction.
right, well, very good, very good. I'm familiar with the Susquehanna because in the famous Three Stooges, Shemp gets into a photo booth and says, "Operator, get me Susquehanna 2222." So, I've learned a lot from the Three Stooges. Thank you. 10 minutes, okay. 10 minutes. No readers left? You got nothing? You got nothing, okay. That's up to me then.
Either of the Tribbles have anything more? Frank, I've had this ambition for years and years here to have interns come up and read on my program. And Unfortunately, we haven't banished one in there tonight.
well, she doesn't have anything prepared. She's behind the camera. Although you could come up here if you wanted to, you know.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay, see, that's what I mean. And the other one is down directing the show, so she's beneath us.
You can just introduce yourself.
Well, come on up and introduce yourself. Here, have a microphone. Tell us who you are and what your interest is in PATV.
Oh my, okay.
Here we go.
Hi, I'm Callie, and I'm a film and television studies student at the University of Vermont right now. So I am interning at PATV for the summer to get some more experience.
Yeah. How do you feel about Iowa now that you're here?
I like it. My sister lives here, so I'm spending a lot of time with her, and that's fun. But
More importantly, how do you feel about Tom's Guitar Show?
oh, I love it.
Oh, good, yeah.
That's the correct
Yes.
answer.
I was going to say that Iowa can't be that much worse than Vermont, right? Yeah. Okay.
They're both great places to be.
Okay, that's good. Okay, very well, welcome. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, what are we going to do? Everybody ready to go here? Oh boy, look at that.
How about give me 5 minutes more?
Okay, yeah. Okay, everybody sound okay and everything? Everybody plugged in, ready to go?
Are you gonna do a solo? Are you gonna do a solo?
I'll do a solo if you want. I don't care. You'll do the vocals.
Sure. Get a little closer.
These are members of the Tribbles, by the way. We will be playing at Trekfest this Saturday from 11 to 1 in Riverside, Iowa, the future birthplace of Captain Kirk. Trekfest. Be there. All right, how was that?
That's good. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Give me 5 minutes more, only 5 minutes more. Let me stay in your arms. Here I am begging for only 5 minutes more, only 5 minutes more of your charm. All week long I dream about our Saturday day. Don't you know that Sunday
5 minutes more. That's all we have, about 5 minutes more. That was refreshing, okay. We are the Tribbles. Some of us are. There are more of us than, there are more of us than meet the eye. There are about 6 of us, I think, altogether. See, there's 3, and there's Joey on the bass and the accordion, and there's Banjo Dave, of course, and there's Lee, right? And there's Phil. So there's as many as 7. Well, thanks for tuning in to Tom's Guitar Show, and we'll be back next week with another program, Studio in the Studio. So next month, I assume we'll be back in Uptown Village unless we get fired. And so we'll be back next week with another show with the same interns, I hope. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, all right. I don't like the tone I'm getting. I don't know what my issue is. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you make
didn't sound like I wanted to. It's,
Well, it seemed a little off in the beginning, but then I think whatever you did improved.
you're fooling around
To
with
me,
it.
to my
Yeah, well. Yeah, well.
So do I know my mic now? I know my amp now. It's a PV.
Well, you know it better.
Yeah. It's a PV. You have to turn it on.
Yeah.
Plug it in.
Yeah, you sweeten it up somehow a little bit, but it sounds pretty good, actually.
Okay, you like
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is that
Yeah.
the one you're using this weekend?
me?
Yeah.
I think so. But I'm using your microphone.
Or their microphone.
Their
It's like,
microphone, that's right.
They have a sound
Oh.
system.
Yeah.